Hey, it's been a while. After everything that has happened, I just wanted to take the time and explain myself to you all. Explaining where I have been, what I did, what I learned about myself, and more importantly, what I am planning to do in the future. Don't worry, I didn't do anything that got me cancelled or something like that, but I still did something seemingly unforgivable from my point of view anyways. But I'm jumping the gun here a little bit. Let's start at the beginning. As you all know, I used to stream here on YouTube, which eventually I gave up on and pivoted to Twitch. I'd say it went decently, seeing how I am an affiliate for over 2 years now, but in terms of growth, it really sucked. Maybe like 2 concurrent viewers max, and those weren't just random viewers, they were my friends. So I suppose you can't really count that. That being said, I appreciate my friends for supporting me this far. It just sucks that I didn't really grow like I hoped to. Don't get me wrong, as someone who can barely hold a normal conversation, it is incredibly hard to be entertaining, especially on your own. So I understand that it doesn't entertain anyone and that no one wants to stick around someone who either doesn't say more than 2 words in 5 minutes or keeps complaining about things. I don't want to woe is me the shit, and quite frankly, talking about it makes it seem like I'm complaining, which is actually not the case. I am just stating what is objectively stunting my growth, both as a streamer and also as a person, I suppose. Anyways, I took a break starting April this year due to the thing I talked about earlier. I won't go into details because quite frankly it is none of y'all's business, no offense, but it made me reflect on myself more and shaped how I see myself, good and bad. The first month or so I put in a lot of effort into researching things I have noticed about myself, learning about things like my personality disorder, but also about my sexuality. I think I am asexual now, yep. I also started to keep a video journal, which at the point of this recording is still a thing, and out of the 139 days I am doing this, I only missed 2 days. It is insane to think that it's been going on for so long, and I am glad I decided to do this because it helped me to get a lot of things out of my system, but also helped me to come to terms with a lot of things. That being said, after the first month, this whole thing just stagnated and got more difficult. What really is there to do when you have researched everything that has been bothering you about yourself? What motivation is there to keep going at this pace? I suppose those are questions only yourself or a therapist can answer. The latter I tried looking for, but to no avail. Therapists are already hard to get, and with the whole cutting funding thing going on, it is even harder. That, and I refuse to go back to my old one because I also realized that I spent almost 1.5 years learning nothing new while being in therapy. Sure, I learned how to finally not let myself be controlled by an imaginary version of my mother, but that is about it. 1.5 years just for that, though, is insane. Anyways, I tried dealing with things the way I usually deal with it, playing games and not thinking about it, which isn't necessarily what you want if you are supposed to better yourself, but it helped a lot with clearing my headspace and then talking about the points that came to mind during it in the video journal. Eventually, I found a new creative outlet, making my own Pokemon fan game. I won't go into much detail because I wanted to stay as unmonetized as possible, even if I ever decide to release it, but through it I have found a whole new community that I cherish a lot, even though it was a short time, since for the past month I've been inactive due to things I will mention shortly. Creating your own game, whether it be a ROM hack, a mod, a fan game, or even an original game, is something that can't really be described, I feel like. Something you create being so tangible and being able to be enjoyed by a lot of people is just great. I suppose the same can and should be said about art and music as well, but it feels different when creating a game. I can't describe it, but when I work on it, I feel free, compared to when I draw, where I worry about too many things and judge myself too hard. There are practically no limits when creating a game, and I've seen that time and time again in that community. As great of a feeling that is, however, I currently am not in the right headspace to continue working on it, since I am in a situation where I don't feel safe enough to be able to let myself be engrossed in the process. My CPTSD is now being triggered daily due to my neighbors yelling and screaming, and it is quite honestly exhausting to just exist. I am in the process of finding a new flat and getting out out of here as soon as possible, but for as long as I feel this way and have to stay here, it is practically impossible to do anything. Which brings me to my next point. I really want to return to streaming soon, despite it all. I think, disregarding the whole PTSD thing, I am in a place where I can allow myself to do that again, and maybe even enjoy it again as well. There are a lot of things I need to do because of the support of my last 2 birthday sleep blogs, but I want to ease into it before I fulfill any promises, so apologies for making you all wait longer. And while I have almost everything prepared to stream on Twitch again, I can't say with good faith that that is a platform I want to stream on. I probably am going to because I'm already monetized there, but this whole AI bullshit is just not it. But also YouTube isn't better for doing literally a similar thing, so it is tough because I do miss streaming on here. It is where it all started after all. That being said, regardless of where I will stream, this is the last time you will see this specific model, at least for a little while. I do love it to bits and pieces. It was my first good looking model after all, but as time moves on, as I change as a person, so does the model. It'll probably spark a bit of confusion or maybe even controversy, if you can even call it that, as to why I chose a model that looks the way it does. However, consider this. I can do whatever the fuck I want and present myself however I want, as long as it's not racist or bigotry in any shape or form. Sorry for being so passive aggressive with that one, but I have seen way too many people get bullied for how they present themselves, VTuber or not, so this is in fact personal now. So to sum it up, my plans for the future are to stream again, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube, and I hope you consider stopping by and supporting me, because it would really mean a lot to me. Honestly, not quite sure what I want to stream besides the usual Nuzlockes, maybe some shiny hunting as well. Something that will return though are art streams. I don't know how often I will do them since I'm very self-conscious about my skill level, but they were fun the last time I did them, so why not? I also want to try and push myself to stream for consistency's sake, even if I don't feel like it. But again, that is something for later. Easing into it is a plan. I don't want to burn myself out immediately again, though knowing myself I will just stream whenever I feel like it despite having a schedule and thus burn myself out. But that is a problem for future me, I suppose. This has gotten relatively long, so I will just end it here. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I hope that you continue to support me. Have a great night or day, whenever you watch it. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Mwah.